Welcome students. So from this chapter application of derivative, we will solving some problems from maxima and minima, and this first derivative test, up to first derivative test we already know. So today we will discuss about second derivative test. What is second derivative test and how to apply second derivative test to find the local maxima and local minima and the point of local maxima and local minima. So before that, just recall your previous concept, that is definition of local maxima and the point of local maxima. Here is the definition, and then local minima. Here is the definition of local minima and the first derivative test. I think you all know this three, first two definition and this test. If dash x is changing its sign from positive to negative, then at this point x is equal to c, the function has maximum value, and if f dash x is changing sign negative to positive, that means f of c is minimum value. Now here when we are talking about the definition, we are defining the local maxima, local minima by the functional value, and when we are discussing this finding this local maxima and local minima, we are using the sign of this first derivative. Now let's check this local maxima and local minima. Existence of this local maxima, local minima is depending upon the second derivative or not, and if it is depending, then how we will define this one. So here it is given, a function is given on this open interval I, and c is a point on this open interval, and given that x is equal to c is a point of local maxima, if these two condition hold, that is f dash c, that is first derivative at x equals to c is 0, and second is f double derivative f double dash c, that is double derivative of the function f at x is equal to c is less than 0. Definitely the function is real valued function and continuous and differentiable. So check what the information I have. I have this two information, that is function is differentiable and x is equal to c is the point of local maxima. If it is a local maxima, then it will satisfy its definition, that is f of c is the highest value among all f of x. So this curve maybe look like that, and this point is f of c, and this point is x is equal to c. This is y axis, this is x axis. So at that point maxima exist. Now if it is exist, that means in this point we can say the function is derivable, that is we can find the derivative of the function at that point. So if we can find the derivative, then it will follow the definition of the derivative, that is that f dash c is limit h tends to 0 f of c plus h minus f of c by h. Now let's talk about this value f of c plus h minus f of c. Now fx is less than f of c, so c plus h also a point in this interval, since h is a very small quantity. So f of c plus h also satisfy this equation, that is f of c plus h is less than f of c. From here we can write f of c plus h minus f of c is less than 0, that means it is negative. Now if this limit exists, that means right hand limit and left hand limit will be equal, that means limit h tends to 0 minus and limit h tends to 0 plus. for this limit, both the right hand limit and left hand limit exist and they are equal. So what is the left hand limit? So h tends to 0 minus, that means I am taking h is just less than 0, that means h is negative, and so denominator is negative but numerator is also negative, so negative upon negative. So in this limiting value, denominator and numerator both are negative, so I can say that this will give a positive value. Now for the right hand limit, h tends to 0 plus, h tends to 0 plus f of c plus h minus f of c. Now f of c plus h minus f of c is negative, and here we are taking h is just after 0, that means h is positive in this case. Since h is positive and the numerator and the denominator is positive and the numerator is negative, so we can say it will give us the value in negative. So if this right hand limit and left hand limit are equal, that means the only possibility is that the right hand limit and the left hand limit will be equal to 0, and if they are equal to 0, that means f dash c is also equal to 0. So first condition proved. So we will prove the second condition, that is the second derivative at x equals to c is less than 0. We will apply the same concept for the first derivative. We will apply the derivative definition of the derivative upon f dash x. So first let's check what the information I have. For the second case, I have f dash c is 0. I proved it. And before x, before c, that is x less than c, the derivative is changing sign, that is f dash x is positive and x is greater than c after c, so the tangent will like that. So here f dash x is negative. So this three information I have, and I have to show that f double dash c, that is the second derivative as x equals to c, is negative. So if we apply the definition of the derivative, so what we will find? We will find that f double dash c is given by limit h tends to 0 f dash c plus h minus f dash c by h. Now we know that f dash c is 0, so put the value. So limit h tends to 0 f dash c plus h by h. Now the sign of this limit is depending upon these two values, and this limit is exists, that means left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. So if the left hand limit and the right hand limit are equal, so let's find the left hand limit. So for h tends to 0 minus f dash c plus h by h. So h is negative and f dash c plus h. Before c it is positive. So positive quantity upon negative quantity is coming. So ultimately it will give us the value in a negative form. And if we calculate the right hand limit, for this right hand limit f dash c plus h, then after c f dash c plus h is negative. So numerator is negative, and since I am taking h tends to 0 plus, so it is positive. So negative upon positive, it will also give us negative value. So if these two right hand limit and this left hand limit are negative, then we can say this f double dash c is also negative. Here is the proof. So we prove that these two conditions, f dash c is 0 and f double dash c is less than 0. So let's check for the case of local minima. For the case of local minima, first condition is f dash c is 0 and second condition is this double derivative at x equals to c is greater than 0. For the local minima, the curve will look like that. If we take x axis and y axis, this is x is equal to c and this point is f of c. So if it is a local minima, then fc is the lowest value in this interval, that is f of c less than f of x for all x in this interval. Now in a similar manner, just apply the definition of the derivative on fx. So this limit exists according to the definition of derivative. Now if this limit exists, so let's check the sign of f of c plus h minus f of c. So from this equation I can say f of c is less than f of c plus h. So f of c plus h minus f of c, but it is greater than 0. That means this quantity is always positive in this interval. So if this quantity is positive, then the sign of this limit is depending upon this h. So if this limit exists, so check its left hand limit. So if we check the left hand limit, numerator is positive, and since I am taking this h tends to 0 minus, that is before 0, a small quantity before 0, that means it is negative. So positive upon negative value, so it will give us negative value. So here it is. And for the right hand limit, f of c plus h minus f of c upon h, this is positive and h is also here positive. So ultimately it will give us positive value. Now left hand limit is given negative value and right hand limit is given positive value. So if these two are equal, then they have to be equal to 0. That means we prove that first derivative at x equals to c is 0. Now prove the second one, that is the double derivative at x equals to c is greater than 0. So first of all, what I have that f dash c is 0, and for x is less than c, means before c f dash x is less than 0, and after c all the x, for all the x f dash x is greater than 0. So these three conditions we have. So again apply the derivative formula, that is the limiting formula on f dash x. So f double dash c will defined by limit h tends to 0 f of f dash c plus h minus f dash c upon h. Now f dash c is 0, so put the value limit h tends to 0 f dash c plus h by h. Now the sign of this limiting value is depending upon these two values. Now f dash c plus h. So we need to find the left hand limit and right hand limit for existence of this limit. So for this left hand limit, check this h is tends to 0 minus, that means this is negative, denominator is negative, and before c, check before c it is also negative, so numerator is also negative. So negative negative ultimately will find the positive value. And for the right hand limit, h tends to 0 plus, that means this value is positive, h is positive, and for x greater than c, f dash x is also positive. So in the both the cases we will find that left hand limit and the right hand limit are positive. So if they are positive, that means f double dash c is also positive. So if it is positive, so we prove this, that the second derivative of x equals to c is greater than 0. Now combine these two concepts. This is the second derivative test. So what is the second derivative test? The function is defined on an open interval and c is a point on this interval. Then x is equal to c is called the point of local maxima if f dash c is 0 and if double dash c is less than 0. That is, the first derivative at that point is 0 and the second derivative at that point is negative. Then the value f of c is called local maxima value for f. And x is equal to c is a point of local minima if f dash c is equal to 0, that is, the first derivative at x equals to c is 0 and the second derivative at x equals to c is greater than 0. And this value f of c is called the minimum value for f in this interval. And if double dash c is 0, then the test fails. Then we can't say that at x equals to c the maximum value exists or the minimum value exists. So for maximum, the second derivative is less than 0. For minimum value, second derivative is greater than 0. So let's check some problems how to apply the second derivative test to find the local maxima and local minima. So first problem is given. You need to find the local maxima and local minima value. If it exists, then find it. These two equations are given here, that is polynomial equations. Now check that. First is we need to find for local minima exist or local maxima exist. First of all, we need to find that f dash x is 0 for x is equal to c, and we need to find the c on which point f dash x is 0. And in that c point, we need to check the sign of f double dash c. Is it negative or is it positive? If it is negative, that means maximum value exists. And if it is positive, then minimum value exists. So our first work is find the first derivative and then find this c and then check this second derivative is greater than 0 or less than 0. So first find this first derivative. So here is the function is given 2x cube plus 3x square minus 36x plus 10. So differentiating this equation with respect to x, we will find this f dash x is given by x cube. Differentiation of x cube is 2x square. So the first term is 6x square and this x square is 2x. So ultimately this is 6x and 36x. So if we differentiate this value, we will get minus 36 and take 6 common, you will find the equation x square minus plus x minus 6. And now factorize this one, we will find this two factor x plus 3 and x minus 2. So here c is, or I can write x is either 3 or x is either minus 3 or x is 2. That means in these two values we need to check the sign of double derivative. For that, first of all you need to find the double derivative. So for existence of double derivative, we already find these two values. So find f double dash c. What is f double dash c? Is given by 6 into this is 2x and this is plus 1. So this is the second derivative and we need to check f double dash minus 3 and f double dash 2. So let's check this. So for x is equal to minus 3, what is f double dash minus 3? Just put minus 3 in the place of x. So you will find this is minus 30, which is less than 0. If it is less than 0, that means at that point maximum value exists. And what is the maximum value? That is f of c, that is f of minus 3. If we put minus 3 here in this function, so we will find 2 into minus 3 the whole cube plus 3 into minus 3 the whole square minus 36 into minus 3 plus 10. Simplify it, you will find this value is, first is minus 54 and then 3 into this 9, that is 27, and then 36 into 3, that is 108 plus 10, and simplify it, you will find the value is 91. So the maximum value, that is the local maximum value at x is equal to minus 3 is given by 91. Now check the local minima value, or check f double dash at x equals to c, that is 2 for this point. For this point we will find this value is greater than 0. For greater than 0 we will find the minimum value for the function or local minimum value. So at x equals to 2, the point of the local minima and the minimum value, just put x is equal to 2 in this equation, you will find the value is minus 34. So the maximum value is 91 and the minimum value is minus 34 for this equation. Okay, so let's check the second one. So here the function is given x cube minus 12x square plus 45x plus 8. So first try to solve the problems by yourself and then just look for the solution. Firstly try to solve by yourself. By step solve it. First step is find f dash x. Second step is find the value of c, that is if f dash x is 0 then find the value of x, and second is f double dash c. If this value is c, then we need to check if double dash c is greater than 0 or less than 0. If it is greater than 0, that means this is positive, so minimum value exists. If it is less than 0, then maximum value exists. So firstly find the second derivative, do it yourself and then check the solution. So differentiating with respect to x, we will find this differentiation is in the form of 3 into x square minus 8x plus 15. Now factorize this one, we will find 3 into x minus 3 into x minus 5. That means here the value of c is given by either 3 or 5. Then we need to check this double derivative at 3 and at 5. Clear? So first of all check this one. For that checking you need second derivative. So find the second derivative from this one. Just find the derivative of this f dash x. So you will find the double derivative of fx. So if we differentiate with respect to x, this is 3 into 2x minus 8. Now we need to check f double dash 3. So what is f double dash 3? Just put 3 in the place of x, that is 3 into 2 into 3 minus 8. That is 6 minus 8. This value is negative. So if this value is negative, that means maximum value exists at that point. So what is the maximum value? F of 3. So what is f of 3? Put the value in this equation, first equation here. So 3 that cube minus 12 into 3 that square plus 45 into 3 plus 8. So simplify it, you will find this 3 cube 27 and 12 into 9 108, 45 into 3 135 plus 8, and if we simplify it again we will find this value is 62. So the maximum value is 62. Now we need to check if double dash x at x equals to 5. So let's check it. So if we put at the place of x is equal to 5, we will find this is a positive value, that is greater than 0. So minimum value exists at that point. So this is point of local minima and the value is 58. If we put x is equal to 5 in this given equation f of x, that is if we find this f of 5, we will find that the value is 58. So simplify it by yourself, you will find this value is 58. So here is the solution. Check it and understand that the steps and how to solve it and how to explain where the maximum is and where the minimum is. So here the maximum value is 62 and the minimum value is 58. Next, solve some exponential equation, that is equation with the exponential form. So here the function is given 9 e to the power x plus 25 e to the power minus x, and you need to show the minimum value of this function is 30. That means you need to find that c. First of all, f dash x you need to find, then if f dash x is 0, you need to find the value of x. Here I am taking this is c, you need to find, and then f double dash x or f double dash t is greater than 0 or less than 0. For showing minimum value, we need to show it is greater than 0. That time we will call that this point x equals to c, minimum value exists. So first of all, find f dash x. So differentiating with respect to x, we will find f dash x, that is 9 e to the power x minus 25 e to the power x. All of you know the derivative of e to the power x or e to the power mx. So apply this one. Now if this f dash x is 0, that time this 9 e to the power x is equal to 25 e to the power minus x. So take this e to the power x into one side and the values in one side. So what is e to the power x? E to the power x is given by 5 by 3. Now we are taking this value, we are not finding the value of x, we are taking this e to the power x is equal to 5 by 3, the derivative is 0, that is f dash x is 0. Now in this value f dash x is 0, that we need to find first f double dash x. So differentiating this value again with respect to x, we will find f dash x. Now look, this is the original function given here. Now if I check f double dash x for e to the power x is equal to 5 by 3, that is put e to the power x is equal to 5 by 3 in this double derivative. So we will find that 9 into e to the power x, that is 5 by 3, plus 25 by e to the power minus x, that is 3 upon 5. So 3 3 is 9, 5 5 is 25, so 15 plus 15, that is 30, it is greater than 0. So at e to the power x is equal to 5 by 3, this second derivative is greater than 0. That means minimum value exists and the minimum value is 30. Since look, if we put e to the power x is equal to 5 by 3 in the function, we will find 30 and no need to find the value again because we already find the value from here. Okay. So next, solve some trigonometrical problem, that is 2 sin x plus cos 2x and x is in between 0 to 2 pi. That means starting from first coordinate and ending in starting from first coordinate and ending in the fourth coordinate. So you need to find the maximum and minimum value for this function. So the function is given 2 sin x plus cos 2x. So first, my first work is to find first derivative, and then again first derivative is 0, then find the value of x, x is what, and then find f double dash x, and then check f double dash x at that point x is equal to those point. We will find at that point it is greater than 0 or less than 0. So here we need to just find the points. We don't need to find the maximum value or the minimum value, just we need to find the points of maxima and point of minima. So firstly find the first derivative. Differentiating with respect to x, we will find the first derivative, that is 2 cos x minus 2 sin 2x. You all know the derivative of cos mx and sin x. So apply it, and now break this into 2 sin x cos x, that is the formula of sin 2x, and take this 2 cos x common. So you will find this factor, that is cos x into 1 minus sin 2x. That means either cos x is 0 or sin x is 1 by 2. So we all know how to find the general value for the trigonometric function. So cos x is 0, that means x is odd multiple of pi by 2, that is 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, and if sin x is half, then x is n pi plus minus 1 whole to the power n into pi by 6, where n belongs to set of integer. So this is the general value is given. So from this general value we need to find the values that belongs to in this interval, that is 0 to 2 pi. So here is this general values. Now check for n is equal to 0 for this part. Put n is equal to 0, x is equal to pi by 2. Put n is equal to 1, this is 3 pi by 2. Put n is equal to 2, that will does not belongs to this interval 0 to 2 pi. So these two values. Now and this part x n is equal to 0, put n is equal to 0, you will find x is equal to pi by 6, and for n is equal to 1, x is equal to 5 pi by 6. So that means the value of c here is this 4 values are there. We will find for this 4 values f dash x will be 0. Now if this f dash x 0 in this 4 points, we need to check the second derivative of the function into this 4 points. So before that find the second derivative, that is f double dash x. So differentiating 1 with respect to x, we will find this double derivative is minus 2 sin x minus 4 cos 2x. So just a simple differentiation. Now we need to check these points, pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, pi by 6 and 5 pi by 6. So first check pi by 2 point. So put the value f double dash in the place of x, put pi by 2. So what is sin pi by 2? Sin pi by 2 is 1, and what is cos pi? Minus 1. So if we put the value, so f double dash pi by 2 is given by minus 2 and plus 4, that is plus 2. Here it is, that is greater than 0. Now for second one, that is 3 pi by 2. So what is sin 3 pi by 2? Sin 3 pi by 2 means I can write this one sin of pi plus pi by 2, that is 2 pi plus pi, 3 pi by 2. So pi plus pi by 2, that means 0 to pi and pi plus pi by 2. That means it will on this axis. So the value is minus 1, and cos of 3 pi. What is the value of cos of 3 pi? 0 to pi, pi to 2 pi, and then again pi. This is in this axis. So the value is minus 1. So put minus 1 and minus 1 in this equation, the value of the sine and cos. So we will find this is 2 plus 4, that is positive value. Next check x is equal to pi by 6. So sin pi by 6, that is half, and cos pi by 3, that is also half. Both are belonging to this first coordinate, so both are positive. So put the value here. We will find this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, ultimately the answer, and which is less than 0. So put these values, and then we need to check this 5 pi by 6. So sine of 5 pi by 6. So I can write this is given by pi minus pi by 6, that is 5 pi by 6. So pi minus pi by 6, that means it is in second coordinate, so that is positive, so plus half. And check this cos 5 pi by 3. We can write this one is 2 pi minus pi by 3. 2 pi minus pi by 3, that means in fourth coordinate. So all sine, tan, cos, in fourth coordinate cos is positive. So put the half, so minus 3 again, this is less than 0. That means for these 2 points we will find minima, and for this 2 points we will find maxima. So here we need to just find the points, not the values. So no need to find the values, just find the points. So here is some problems, and in the next class we will discuss some more problems and some more concept, like concept of stationary points, saddle point, or point of inflection. These points, we will talk about these points. And for today's homework, polynomial functions we already solved, trigonometric functions solved, and these 2 problems, try to solve this problem. We will discuss in the next class. Okay, so if any problem or any queries are there, you are free to ask. Thank you.